Hi, it's Nathan here with I Love Sales and Marketing, and I help business owners and entrepreneurs get more customers without wasting time and money through trial and error, even if they hate the idea of selling. And in this video, I'm going to share with you some framework to a sales letter. And the reason why I'm giving you this framework is because I think that a lot of people try to get a little too creative when it comes to writing sales copy. So if you've done your research and you've done your homework, basically, in the last video, I shared with you how to position your business. The sales copy will pretty much write itself, so you don't have to get creative. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just follow proven framework or the structure of a sales letter, and I'll share it with you in this particular video. We're going to go through that step by step. Then I'll share with you an example, like a real case study, a real world example of something that I've done in the past and continue to use still to this day, and it churns out sales like clockwork. So basically, in a sales letter, it could be done with copy. It could be done with copy and maybe you reading it in audio. I've had a lot of success with that. You can be used if you want to create like a video sales letter, or you could also use it in a way on stage, although I wouldn't recommend it. I think the stage presence is a little bit different, and there is framework specifically meant for like live presentations like webinars. So this is more of a less like an automated way to sell like an information product or any kind of product really that will get to the skinny about, the benefits. And if you follow this framework, it's proven to work. So don't reinvent the wheel, just follow this framework. Let's go through it one by one. The first step is you want to do the call out or the headline. The good old-fashioned how-to this without that, even if this is a good way to do it, or any kind of how-to headline is very powerful. It's kind of my go-to thing to start with, and then I'll test different headlines. And the reason why I say the go-to headline is how-to is simply because it usually does the job that you need it to do off the bat to get the conversions you're looking for. And as I said, later on, you can test different headlines. Okay, so once you have your headline, you want to get into a little bit about who you are and why you're talking to them, and you sort of get yourself into a positioning statement about, this is what I'm going to give to you. Here's my unique proposition. Here's my positioning that I've done with my business. This is what I promise you. Okay, so that's the third little block or piece. If you think of this as like a block or a piece through your sales letter, you can take them through the series. So the fourth step is you say, here are the number of reasons to believe what you're saying. Here's 3 reasons to believe why what I'm saying is true, or here's 2 reasons to believe what I'm saying. Okay, and then you give the reasons, and after that you start getting into here's what you get, and this is going to be in the bullets or the benefits. In the last video where I talked about positioning and how to get more customers and mistakes to avoid, I talk about like writing out all of the benefits that your product or service can provide to the end user. So this is basically just a list of bullet points that are benefit oriented, that are, after you got to think in your mind, after you have consumed this, these are the kind of results you can expect to get. And you put those out in bullet form. And when you're done with that, you want to say, warning, don't buy any other kind of product or service related to mine unless it meets these number of criteria. And you start going through all of more or less like competitors, what they're doing and what you're doing differently. So you're basically kind of devaluing any other choice other than yours. Okay, it's kind of like the mindset that you want to have. I'm not saying outright don't go out and start lying. Don't start any trade wars with other companies. Don't call out companies specifically. But if you recognize that there's errors in other products or services that are related to your industry, point them out and make sure people are clear that if they go down other paths and they purchase something from one of your competitors, that they may run into some pitfalls. But again, just please be ethical with this and don't like specifically call out anybody in particular unless you really want to start some sort of war. And I wouldn't recommend that. So once you do that, then you say, okay, so how much does it cost for all of this? Well, this is where I like to do a little price comparison. Last time I checked, it would cost you $2,500 to go to a seminar or a weekend workshop, plus the cost of plane tickets, plus the cost of lodging and all the food you're going to have to pay for as well. You could easily spend anywhere from, $35 to, maybe $5,000. Or if you could buy up all sorts of books and classes and trainings, or you could buy up also, you see what I'm saying? You want to do a price comparison, or you can just get it at this one simple price of a discounted price, kind of like a consolidated price, but less than what it would cost them. That's a great way to strategically position yourself in the price. Then if you have any bonuses, I would recommend that you include them here. If you don't have any bonuses, I would create some bonuses to add. That way it brings on, it's kind of like the ace up your sleeve. You pull it out and you say, boom, I have these bonuses available to you. And if you thought the price was awesome and you think you're getting a good deal, I'm also going to throw in these extras that are going to enhance the product. Make sure that they're somewhat related to the product or service that you're selling so that it enhances the purchase decision that they're making today. And then you want to do a guarantee. I don't care how many times. Like if I'm working with a client, for example, and they don't want to put a money back guarantee in, it raises red flags in my own mind because it says, well, what do you not believe in what you're selling? If you believed in what you were selling and someone purchased this and they asked for their money back because it wasn't, are you trying to rip people off is the first thing that goes through my mind. So you can remove the risk from the buyer or the prospect that's reading your sales copy or watching your sales video by including a money back guarantee. It could be 30 days, it could be 90 days, it could be a lifetime. It doesn't matter. I usually like you either love it or keep it free guarantee. I don't really get into much more than that. You're always surely you're going to have people who are going to outright rip you off, okay? It's just a fact. Even if you own like a convenience store, a grocery store, or any kind of store that has products on the shelves, you're always going to have somebody in there trying to sneak something down their pant leg or in their coat pocket and steal from you. It's just a part and a cost of doing business. However, the extra amount of sales that you're going to make because of the guarantee is going to offset that anyway. And when I get ripped off in that way where someone downloads it and then they say, oh, it didn't work for me, I want my money back. It's like, okay, whatever. You give them that, you let them have that karma. So you give them their money back and you'll see that oftentimes as soon as you give them their money back, it comes back to you tenfold anyway, and they can deal with the negative karma as a result of that. So don't get all caught up in worrying about offering a money back guarantee. If you believe in your product and service, you know that it's going to help someone and it's a tremendous value that you're providing, give a guarantee, especially if you're in like an affiliated type of market like ClickBank or JVZoo or something like that. You're going to get a lot more affiliates promoting your product as well. I'm not sure if you go down that avenue or that route. Just include a guarantee. Then give them specific instructions about how to order. Click here to order now. Click this button to order now. Click here to enroll now. A lot of times I don't like to say order. Sometimes I like to say click here to enroll. I've tested a few things. To me, it doesn't really matter. In fact, at the end of the day, if they want the product, they've gone through this entire process, right? And you've walked them all the way through and you're at the order part. There's really not much more that you need other than that, okay? And then a PS, which is a postscript. So you want to have a little signature, take your iPad or your tablet and actually sign it, turn it into an image, get it up on your website with a transparent background so it fits on everything, and have your real signature. It just adds a lot. I don't know why. If it's in blue ink, for some reason, when I started doing that, I've been doing it for years, but as soon as I did that, it made it more personal. It made it seem like it was more genuine to maybe the end user, and the person says, wow, okay. And if you think sales letters don't work after going through this entire process with me right here, if you think sales letters don't work, they still work for me today, and I'm confident they can work for you too. So now I would like to give you a real example that follows this exact formula. So let me switch over to an old website that I put up years ago. Very first website I ever did in 2003 called applyhypnosis.com. And the extension is advancedcoverthypnosis.html. You can see it up here maybe in the video. You see? So I have my headline and my sub-headline, which are pretty much the same thing. And then I get into the promise and I say, here's why. And then I give my proposition right here. Okay. And then I say, here are the reasons to believe me. And I give them the 2 reasons, right? Reason number 2. And then I introduce them the actual course in itself, which gets right into the benefits, just like I shared with you. And you can see their bullet points, even though I use check marks. Okay. So we just got a long list of bullet points. People read the crap out of bullet points. So the more you have, the better. Some people ask me, how many bullet points should you use? It should be just enough, just enough to get the point across, but enough to where maybe that one bullet point, right? Discover exactly, maybe one person, they read this, they may read every other bullet point, but they read maybe this one and they go, holy crap, I'm going to start, I'm going to buy this because that's what I need. Okay. Or it could be some other bullet point that gets them to buy. Okay. So yeah, you're talking about, you're given, I tell them, I summarize at the end of the bullet points, you're getting, access to 12 audio MP3 lessons that is like 16 hours long, 8 hours long, 250-page manual, techniques to your voice, your language patterns, blah, 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 blah. By now, I'm sure you agree. And then we get into how can we do all these things? And then we talk about listen to what customers say, which gives a little bit about the I'm adding some credibility in here. So I add what my customers were saying about the program. Then I get into the criteria. Don't buy any Covert Hypnosis Mastery program unless it meets the following 6 criteria. I go through the 6 criteria and then I tell them, this is where I start doing the price. I get into the price and I talk about how much are you willing to pay for all of this stuff, or even, I'm not going to charge you this, or this or that, just like I explained. And then I recap everything that they're getting just so they know, and I summarize it all, and then I give them a notice, and then I tell them what the price actually is, or the cost of this program actually is. I tell them, actually it's $397. This was a sale that I did, so the real price is here at $397, and then I say very soon it's going to be going up, and then I add in, as you can see, the bonuses. So I say free gift. Notice I don't have any images on this page, but it's one of the sellingest sales copy procedures that I've ever done. Okay, there's just a bunch of text with headlines and sub-headlines. So I give 5 free gifts, and I say, by the way, these bonuses are whatever, and then I give my guarantee, my money back guarantee, and then I tell them how to order like this, and then I add my 3 PSs about why they should do it, another button to order, a few more testimonials, and some ways to contact me. It's that simple, you guys. It's really that simple. It may seem like a lot, but when you have this criteria going on, okay, let's just move back up here. When you have this, when you can see behind what a sales copy is designed to do, kind of like a psychological sequence, right? You're getting attention, you're explaining who you are and why you're presenting what you're presenting, you're positioning yourself, you're giving them reasons to believe you, you're showing them what they get, and then you name your product, you name your service, you show them the benefits, and maybe throw in some testimonials, maybe in between these two, or you could spread out your testimonials in between each of these if you wanted to. If you don't have any testimonials, that's fine. This can still work for you, okay? So it's really, at the end of the day, you're just following the framework. So you can do this, can't you? And just go to that website and model my sales copy. I don't care. You can reword it, for crying out loud. I want you to be successful, okay? So that was the real example. And if you like this template and you like this kind of information that I'm sharing with you, but you're not a writer, you hate selling, you hate the idea of typing out sales copy or anything like that, and you would like to enlist in the services that I can provide and help you, because I guarantee you that I can help you make sales by writing you sales copy. This is only one template of dozens that I have that are proven to make tons of sales, or at least higher amounts of sales, because at the end of the day, it's called copywriting for a reason. We don't reinvent the wheel. We just use what works. So if you like this idea of applying this for you in your business, and you would like my help and helping you to create a powerful sales copy, a sales video, or maybe a sales report with an audio, maybe a voiceover, anything like that, to help you to dramatically increase your sales, then all you have to do is just shoot me over an email to ilovesalesandmarketing@gmail.com, and we'll just take it from there. Okay. I always do free consultations by phone. If you meet certain criteria, and if you have something that I believe in, and you believe in your product, and you're not ripping people off, I'd be more than happy to see how I might be able to assist you. So yeah, just study this blueprint, this framework, use it, write it down, take a screen cap of this right here. If you have to, just right now, just take a picture of it in a screen cap. And if you want my help in helping you to hash this out, or to use any other template, then send me an email to ilovesalesandmarketing@gmail.com. I'm Nathan. Thanks for watching.